dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for Paper Saber Universe, and this is Monday Night Raw. We're talking about, September 15th, 2025. Joe and Graves on commentary. We're in Springfield. Everyone's like, where's Michael Cole? I think the man deserves some time off. I know he's going to be back just in time for WrestlePalooza this week. A lot of stuff going down, man. NXT Homecoming tonight. I am very excited about that. At the Full Sail Arena. It's going to bring back so many memories. The black and gold era. You know, they're making their new era right now. And I'm loving every second of it. But we started off with John Cena, the Unseen 17, the last real champion. And I really enjoyed this promo. He's telling Brock, like, am I afraid of you? Hell yeah, I'm afraid of you. But am I going to back down? Hell no. Because I got these people. And I like, too, that he addressed his introduction. When they're like, the last real champion and this and that. Like, he goes, I adopted that, basically when I was evil. But I kept it because I am the last real champion in your eyes. We're in this together as champions. Well, that's what I got from the message from that. But he points out a great sign and says, "My jorts are stronger than your jeans, Brock." Because if you remember, Brock ripped his jeans when he took out Ron Cena. But yeah, this was really good. And like he says, I got 6 more dates left, and it's like, damn. Whew, this is it. And Cena's gone. It's like now they're looking at the clock counting down. It's insane to think of. Then we get Adam backstage with LA and Jay. They're arguing with each other. Adam's just trying to keep the peace. He's like, come on, guys. You guys need to stop. You guys need to just stop arguing and just stop. And LA's like, I'll keep the peace if I can get one of the Bronze. Or both Bronze. And Adam's like, well, if that's going to help you keep the peace, that's fine. You just need a partner because you're not going to do it alone. And LA's like, I will get Jimmy. And Jay's like, what? No, you ain't going to get Jimmy. It's my brother. My brother, bro. You ain't going to do that. No way, Oos. LA's like, well, he's his own man. He'll make his own choice. Then we go right into Lyra versus Roxanne. This match was good. This was really fun. This was just a nice Raw, man. Lyra and Roxanne battle it out. And Lyra gets the victory over Roxanne. Of course, Raquel comes in. She's trying to do some beatdowns. And here comes Bayley. Oh, my gosh. In a good mood. Just taking out everybody. We've been seeing these videos and vignettes of her talking to her voices. She's like, I'm going crazy. Am I not going crazy? Am I the hugger or am I telling everyone that they're idiots? We shall see. Because after Bayley takes out Lyra and Roxanne, she looks at Lyra. Lyra's like, what do we do here? What's going on? Then Bayley just starts hugging everybody. Hugs Joe, hugs Graves, and she's in a hug fest, and I was like, oh, the voices are telling her now she's the hugger. All right, okay, I don't mind her being back, but wait until we talk about it later on tonight. Then we get Adam with Stephanie and Io. They got their big match at WrestlePalooza. I cannot wait for that championship match. And the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, got a stick up her ass. She gets up in Stephanie's face. And she tells Stephanie, like, hey, tonight, just to shut you up, you're going to face Kairi Sane. Because poor Kairi Sane is just... she's stuck in the middle of this drama between Io and Asuka, and she's just like, I'm just here. And then when she's like, me? I'm going to fight Stephanie? Oh, sure. It was a really cute moment. Then we get LA, he finds Jimmy, and Jimmy tells him, like, nah, man, I don't want to be up in any of your business. Like, I don't want this me and Jay, we're good, we're the Usos, blah, blah. LA's like, you know what? Fine. Say, do what you want, dude. I'm still going to face the Bronze. Penta versus Kofi. Oh my gosh, this was awesome, dude. Penta's looking great in that ring. It was a back and forth battle for sure, but Penta gets the win, and I can't wait to see where else Penta's going. And I really love this morning New Day. all dressed in black and stuff like that. So then we get Jay with Jimmy. Jimmy's like, hey, I already talked to him. You already talked to me, Oos. And Jay's like, yeah, you don't need to. I already told him no. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are you giving me orders, Oos? Like, what are you doing? So we're laying down the foundation, the crack in the foundation. I think Jay is going to turn heel or turn on Jimmy Uso this weekend, because I think the Bronze will get the win and Jay will just turn on Jimmy, Then Jimmy didn't like that. He's like, yo, man, there's no Ula Fala on you. You're not taking orders from you. And Jimmy's so heated, he finds LA. He's like, hey, you still need a partner? I'm in, Oos. So we set up our main event for tonight, LA and Jimmy versus the Bronze. And we get into an awesome segment here with Punk, Lee, Becky, and Seth. Becky and Seth come out first, both to their musics, and then Punk and Lee come out to AJ Lee's music, and this was really fun. Who's gonna? God, this is a big PLE this Saturday, man, and I'm all jacked for it too. So the back and forth banter, Becky and Seth, like they're not in sync with each other because of their egos and whatnot, but they pull a ruse over Punk and Lee, and Becky takes out Lee, and Seth, he's like ha ha ha. But no, this is a really good segment. I'm very excited for this match. Then we get Byron with Dom, and Dom is trying to talk because he's the new Mega Champion. Well, he's like, am I the Mega Intercontinental Champion? Then all of a sudden we hear some ruckus in the background, and we run with the camera, and we find that the New Day has attacked Penta. Here comes the War Raiders for the save. Penta's down. He's out. He's beaten up. Poor Penta. Poor Penta, Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. Oh, this is my match of the night. Seriously, man, this is my match of the night. These two go crazy. We have dos, then the AJ comes out, then tres, and there's like two Americanos. I was like, what's going on here? But helping El Grande Americano to get the win over Dragon Lee in this awesome match. Awesome. Because it's awesome. But no, they even do the meme, the Spider-Man meme, when they're dos, tres, and Americano. They're all pointing at each other, so this was a real fun match. AJ was taken out, so we're definitely going to get Dragon and AJ versus two of these Americanos. Dos and tres. This is my moment of the night here. Lyra goes backstage. She was trying to find Bailey. She goes to her locker room, and Bailey's just screaming at herself. Like, why'd you do that? Blah, blah. And I was like, oh, she's really playing into this. And she goes, I'll shut you up. And boom. You hear the door get hit, and Lyra's like, what the hell? She walks in, she goes, hey, and Bailey's just sitting there like, yeah? Who are you talking to? And, Bailey just doesn't really address it. She's like, what? And she's like, I want to thank you for earlier. And Bailey gets up, and I thought she was just going to go right into, just give her a big old hug. Like, yeah, no problem. No, she goes, it's nice to know that stupid idiots like you don't knock. I was like, whoa, 360 here. Split personality Bailey. I kind of dig this. I kind of like this. And she yells at Lyra, and Lyra's like, what? You were out there hugging people. This is definitely my moment tonight. I think Bailey can cook with this. I think she can really cook with this. Then we get Stephanie versus Kyrie. Oh my gosh, this is my second match of the night. I really enjoyed this match. Stephanie and Kyrie just go balls to the wall crazy. Stephanie gets the win over Kyrie Sane. But before she had this match, she's with Rhea. And Rhea tells her, like, hey, I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's you. Either or, I'm coming for that championship. You best believe that. And Stephanie's like, well, jump, froggy, feel leap. Wait, is that how you say it? You feeling froggy, you better leap. I don't know. Probably messed up that line. But no, this was an awesome match. And then Asuka and her tantrums, and she gets about to get in Stephanie's face, but Io comes out, tells Asuka to back off. Asuka doesn't like that, and she goes. And Stephanie and Io are face to face, and then we get a handshake from these two, and I'm just like, I cannot wait for this match at WrestlePalooza. We get a Bronze promo package, cutting it on the Usos because they have their big match at WrestlePalooza as well. We have Io and Asuka, and Asuka's just yelling, and Io's just like, I gotta do this alone. And poor Kyrie stays in the background like, hey, I just had a match. I just had my ass kicked. Then, like, I love when Asuka walks away and Io's just, like, tells her, like, I'm doing this on my own. And Asuka's like, fine, do it on your own. And Kyrie stays like, I don't know what to do. Then Asuka screams for Kyrie. She's like, okay. We go into the Judgment Day clubhouse. We're celebrating Dom. But Finn's not in a celebrating mood. Finn's like, dude, what is up with El Grande Americano? What is up with you? Like, what's going on? And Dom's just brushing it off. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. And JD's like, yeah, dude, what's going on? And Finn says, hey, you know what? If you want to be like this, be a little bitch. If you get in some trouble and you need backup, don't call us. And JD walks off. And Raquel and Roxanne are like, whoa. You know, she's just like, what's going on here? And they're like, well, we'll figure it out. And Dom's like, no, they'll be back. They'll be back. JD and Finn will be back. We'll rekindle this relationship. Then here comes Rusev out of the shadows. It's like, hi, I want to introduce myself. And I am the next Intercontinental Champion. I'm like, oh, Dom, you got a lot of shit on your plate now. That's what happens when you got the gold, baby. Everybody wants you. Now we go into our main event, LA Knight, Jimmy Uso versus the Braun Brawns. Man, I feel like we've seen this ending a bazillion times at this point. We have, haven't we? Though it came on, I was like, oh, yeah, here we go again with all this madness. Of course, the Braun Brawns get the win over Jimmy in LA. You know, Braun Breaker just spearing and this and that. And 1, 2, 3. Then here comes Jay. It was like, okay, we're doing the same thing again. You know, chasing off the Braun Brawns with the steel chair. Pop, 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 yeet. And LA grabs the chair and Jay turns around and is like, oh, yo, Oos, come on, man. We cool. And LA's like, yeah, sure. Then, nope, nah. Hit him with the BFT. And that's the way we end it. You know, Jimmy's like, you know, and LA's like, yeah, screw you, Jay. You know, so really good Raw, man. 5 out of 5. Match of the night is Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. Moment of the night is definitely, where's it at? I just talked about it. The Lyra and Bailey thing. Yeah, there we go. The Lyra and Bailey thing. And then starting it off with John. And my jorts are stronger than your jeans. Jort strong. But that is Raw, September 15th, 2025. Joe and Graves on commentary in Springfield. That's it. That's all. Are you excited for NXT Homecoming? You excited for WrestlePalooza? Drop those comments below. And remember, share with your grandpa, share with the phone that I want. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
To God that he doesn't leave you to.